Susie and the Winter Olympics book. One quiet winter evening in Coralia, Susie the mermaid curled up beside her dad on a soft coral couch. Snowy bubbles drifted past the windows, and a gentle shell lamp glowed nearby. In Dad's hands was a very old, very thick book. "What's that?" Susie asked, peeking over his shoulder. Dad smiled. "This," he said proudly, "is a book about the Winter Olympic Games." Susie's eyes widened. "Games? Like tag or hide and seek?" Dad chuckled. "Well, not exactly." He opened the book and the pages shimmered with icy pictures. "First," Dad said, pointing to a picture, "this is snowboarding." Susie squinted. "They stand on one board on snow?" "Yes," Dad nodded. "They slide down mountains very fast." Susie gasped. "So, basically, they are falling gracefully?" Dad laughed. "Well, they try not to fall." Susie closed her eyes and imagined it. "Oh no," she said seriously. "I would slide, spin, wave to everyone, scream wee-hee, and end up landing in icy seaweed." Dad turned the page. "And this is figure skating." People twirled beautifully on shiny ice. Susie's tail flicked excitedly. "Oh, dancing on frozen water!" "Yes," Dad said, "with balance and grace." Susie nodded thoughtfully. "I would try to spin too much, get dizzy, and accidentally invent figure falling." Dad pretended to clap. "Very impressive new sport." Next page. "This is biathlon," Dad explained. "They ski and then shoot at targets." Susie blinked. "So they are tied and then they aim." "Exactly." Susie frowned. "If I tried that, I'd ski past the target, wave politely at it, miss completely, and try to have a nap." Dad laughed so hard his crown almost slipped. Dad wiped his eyes and continued. "Now this one is bobsleigh." A picture showed people racing in a fast sled. Susie stared. "They all sit together in one tiny sled?" "Yes, very fast, very serious." Susie imagined it and giggled. "So it's like being a sardine, but an excited sardine going, downhill." Dad nodded. "That's surprisingly accurate." Finally, Dad turned to the last page. "And this," he said, "is curling." Susie leaned closer. "They slide a big stone and then clean the ice in front of it?" "Yes," Dad said very carefully. Susie gasped. "So it's competitive cleaning?" Dad smiled. "With strategy." Susie clapped her hands. "I would be amazing at this. I already cleaned my room with my mop." Susie closed the book gently. "Dad," she said smiling, "Winter Olympics are very strange." Dad put an arm around her. "They are," he agreed, "but they are also about trying your best, having fun, and cheering for each other." Susie nodded. "I think," she said, "I'd be best at watching, commenting, and eating snacks." Dad laughed. "And that," he said, "is an Olympic talent too." Outside, the snowy bubbles drifted on, and Susie dreamed of Mermaid snowboarding into winter icy seaweed. The end. If you like the story, subscribe, because new adventures of Susie Mermaid are coming.